Right, I'm now live. Hello there. Doing my best to try and get that shadow out of the way, but there we go, doing what we can. Welcome to Talking Con, a cup of tea with an Englishman in San Diego. None of the intro, none of the actual show itself, because due to unforeseen circumstances, as I have stated on the social media post that I put out, no show today, unfortunately, due to my father not being, he's under the weather. He's been unwell for a while, but he's just a little bit under the weather for the moment. So I'm just going to keep an eye on him for the evening. Just taking a week out, just to kind of recoup and get our energy back, as it were. So we've got you've got me for a couple of minutes just to explain that basically and give any kind of update. We've got ourselves Andrew English, who's saying hello. Evening from London, just finishing working on Friday's WonderCon cosplay pictures for 204 of them. Not as many as he said, because he's at 204 of the Friday, because he kind of mentioned he was into the thousands last weekend. So very curious to see how those photos go. So there we go. Chuck Cook is saying hello. Howdy, my friend. Danbury, Zup Leonard. Have you managed to recover from WonderCon? What was your overall thoughts of it now that it's all back in the distant past of a week ago? Hopefully WonderCon, if you did go, we had a good time. I had one or two social media updates. I noticed one or two people being a little bit underwhelmed by the support they got from CCI, but very curious to see what your ride may vary. So yeah, do let us know what your thoughts are on WonderCon. How did it go for you? Andrew English, out of the 1,500 written it down to 500. You see, he's a very exacting bloke, is our Andrew. So very curious to see how those photos come out. So yes, I think the only other thing, unable to do anything in the way of favorite comic of the week. Although, if you did see my social media post this week, my word, did I get myself a hell of a pile of books, including issue number 1 of Helen of Windorn. I went all in and got pretty much all of the variants for that. So yeah, quite a hefty wodge of books. I would actually say that is actually my comic of the week. So, if we were going to be doing it, then this week it would be Tom King and Bilquis Evely's Helen of Windorn, because it is absolutely stunning. It's a gorgeous piece of book, and I heartily recommend it. Let's have a look. Dan Berry saying, recovered a bit today, hitting up the San Diego Comic Fest fundraiser event, Hopfest. Record as much video as you can. Let's have some clips of it. Let's see what let us know how that day goes, please. I'm curious to see how a satellite San Diego Comic Fest event will go. Let us know. Very curious to see how that goes. I'm trying to think if I should talk about this really briefly, because I did mention it on last week's show. We'll talk about it briefly. I'm not going to dive into it because heaven knows there's been enough discourse about this and enough chatter. I will just social media regarding Ed Piscor, who shortly after we went on air, he did post to Facebook stating his intention to take his life, which he did follow through. There's been plenty of discourse regarding mob mentality, anti-woke mentality, against just generally the state of mind that Ed was in to do what he did. When it comes to what I said on the show last week, I stand by my words. I'm not somebody who's going to roll back something purely off the back of something that's happened afterwards. The only statement I'll put out is what I said on social media, which is, at this time, my thoughts are with Ed Piscor's family, with Jim Rugg, his friend, with the people who Ed, I feel, selfishly named in his Facebook note and weaponized the very worst elements of the internet against him. And foremost, my thoughts are with those people who felt that they had been victimized by Ed Piscor's actions and now will not get the opportunity to have any kind of closure from those actions. Ed's taken that from them, and it's a very definite ending to a very sad period in comics. But there you go. That's my statement on it. I do have sympathies. They are not necessarily with Ed Piscor. People have called me out and said that they felt he has been victimized in all of this. I do not see Ed Piscor as a victim. If anything, he has continued to do more damage moving forward. And I think I'll leave it there. That's it. Other than that, back next week, we have ourselves a very special guest. Looking forward to it, actually. Sue Hadrell, who is the organizer of Lawless Comic Con. She has put herself out there and stated that she wants to start spreading the word about the event, which happens next month. So looking forward to speaking to Sue. Lawless Comic Con is an event that takes place here in the UK, very much geared towards 2000 AD and legacy British creators, artists, publishers, writers. Has done some work in kind of looking towards the future and getting some of the next generation involved. The 77 comic is a sponsor. They are a next generation of comic creators, but they are very much taking on the mantle of legacy creators. So there's a kind of feet in both camps when it comes to the 77. Going to talk to Sue about that, talk about what her plans are for this year's show. A couple of new developments, especially when it comes to an award ceremony that's taking place on the Saturday. Yes, I'm looking forward to talking to her. It's going to be normal time, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. GMT, and hopefully you can join us talking to Sue Hadrell, the organizer of Lawless Comic Con, taking place in Bristol next month. Other than that, thank you very much indeed for your company. Thanks for joining me for a couple of minutes just to explain. Yes, no full show today, as we are taking a little bit of personal time. Yeah, and that's all I really need to say on that. Don't need to fully elaborate, but there we go. Take care, enjoy the rest of your week, read more comics, and hopefully I will see you next Sunday talking to Sue Hadrell and giving it another Talking Con next Sunday. Take care and enjoy your week. Easter weekend next week. Another long extended one. Good God, you want a bank holiday weekend and two show up at once. Amazing. See you next Sunday. Take care.